Happy 4th of July, everyone. I told you guys I'd be missing weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, happy 4th of July. I'm recording this on July 5th, but I'm still seeing the snaps of fireworks. Hey, I'm still seeing people snap fireworks. In 2026, my friends, the average age of the person I follow is probably like 30. And people are still snapping fireworks. Bro, like, you gotta have a firework blow up a car for me to be interested in seeing this right now. You know, like fireworks, I don't know. You know, like there's sometimes a good time, and I understand the festivity of like, oh, it's July 4th, we gotta watch fireworks. Cool, I'm on board with that. You know, and obviously some factors taking place where it's like, you know, you gotta go sleep, or you got a kid, so you gotta go home. Maybe you have a dog, so it's not the friendliest to be around fireworks and that noise and stuff. But I just don't care about fireworks. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, I used to love the show, you know, and I think I still do whenever it's like a big production. But a lot of times these city fireworks are nothing really that special. You kind of wait a little bit. It's like, ooh, and then, you know, they give you like a little finale and people are like, oh, they're really throwing them now. That's what people say. Oh, they're really chucking them up now. And it's like, all right, cool. But a fireworks show is like if you go to like a baseball game, Disneyland, Universal, and you see the spectacle that they do. And a lot of time now these people are kind of just getting away from fireworks shows and they're doing these drone shows, you know, because they're trying to avoid about all the pollution that fireworks cause. But you snapping fireworks, if you enjoying it, enjoy it. If you enjoy anything you want to enjoy, enjoy. But you 30 something years old snapping fireworks. I don't get it. Happy 4th of July, everyone. I hope you had a delicious hot dog, a nice little burger. Who was on the grill this weekend? Huh? Was it you? Is it strange to see a lady behind the grill? Have we come that far? You know what I'm saying? We see people break into each other's like spaces, right? You got the men participating in some of these things, women participating in some of these things, and back in the day, you know, you may not have seen some of this stuff. I was at someone's first birthday party. A good friend of the show, Nikki and Sagar, their baby girl just turned 1, and I was talking to Nikki's mom. I was talking to her mom, and she was like, "Oh, you know, Sagar does so much. She's so great." And you know, you do so much. You also are doing awesome. And you know, we back in my day, these guys didn't do that much. These girls have it so good. And I be trying to tell my wife that. Where it's like, yo, you know, like I get it. I forgot the plug that the USB goes in for the nanit, but like, you know, I think I'm doing a good job. And don't get me wrong, right? She be giving me my flowers. I'm not trying to bash on her. The point that I'm trying to make is that these you know, quote unquote gender roles, which I do support. I'm a fan. But, you know, I understand if you want to get a little fluid with it, right? I understand if the lady wants to take out the trash once in a while. I understand if the fella wants to be behind the kitchen counter or doing some dishes and stuff. The gender roles are, you know, very meshed back and forth. But have you ever seen a lady behind the grill? You know, I don't think it's that normal. I think the grill is intended for men to get out of the kitchen. I've talked about this before, right? The uni, the grill, all of the kitchen stuff that is outside, that's for the guy. So it's like, hey, you go make a mess out there. I hope you had some delicious food. Me, myself, like I said, I was at the first 1-year-old birthday party, and it's fun to see because it's like, oh shit, you know, like I'm on my way towards this. I obviously had that with my sister's kids, and it's a little different because you start thinking like, oh shit, what do we want to do? You know, do we want to do this whole group thing and have the family involved and friends involved, or do we want to go take a trip? This kid's not going to remember their first birthday party. The best thing you get out of this stuff is some cute pictures. You know, people like to do a little cake smash action. But you know, like in the past month, I've been to two 1-year-old birthday parties, and I do appreciate the moment that it is, right? I do appreciate, oh, you know, family gets to be there. They get to, obviously, if your family's involved, it, you know, makes much more of an impact because you want to kind of have this party to appreciate them. It's not as much as like, oh yeah, you know, I'm throwing it for this kid, right? Kid birthday parties become more about the kid towards that, you know, like the three and above age. But at the same time, like why don't we just go to Hawaii? Why don't me, you, and baby go to Hawaii and we can just kick it there? We can send the open invite. If you want to come stay at this resort, come stay with us. And it'll be a good time. But like, these are the thoughts that go in my head. Where, right now, right? Baby's asleep and mom's asleep. So I said, oh shit, this is the perfect opportunity. This is a perfect opportunity to start drinking and start recording a podcast. Now it's 11 a.m. on a Sunday, but I said, the windows are far and few between. And you got to find these moments. What the fuck was I just talking about? Oh, I was talking about the 1-year-old birthday party. And you're in this blender most of the time. You're just kind of swirling around, slowly sticking some things here and there. You figure something out, right? You lock something in. Oh, nice, we got this down. Oh, nice, we got this down. But then you're spinning for another 2-3 weeks, and you nail something else. Oh, spinning. You get to a pediatrician appointment. Boom, we're doing good. You get them to, like let's say childcare, whatever it is, whether it's a nanny, daycare. Boom, we're doing good. You enroll them in school, then you help them. Like, I think just being a parent is just like a constant state of being in a blender, but you still keep your kind of like mentee about you, right? You keep your peace of mind. You're making sure you're still facing forward, being nice to people, being courteous, both. But at the same time, right, you try to find these pockets for yourself. And then, like something like a 1-year-old birthday party. It's like, okay, you know what? Like, let's do something for us, right? Like everything else we try to do, right? Let's say mom's birthday, dad's birthday, their anniversary, someone's Father's Day, Mother's Day, right? You make these kind of efforts to go do something for them. And so then when it comes to like this 1-year-old birthday party, it's kind of just like, yo, let's kind of use this moment to be a little bit selfish for ourselves. I don't know if I'm making any sense here to the people that don't have kids, and the people that do have kids. Maybe I'm just sounding a little crazy, a little off one right now. But like I said, you try to find these pockets for yourself. And right now, I'm advertising to y'all. If you have a kid, for $3,000, I'll sleep train your baby. I'm telling you right now, for $4,000, I'll sleep train your baby. We started at 5 months. And, we did the Ferber method. For people that don't have kids, you may want to skip ahead to where I start talking about like LeBron and Taylor Swift and shit, but just lock in with me. We started doing the Ferber method. And basically for people that don't know, the Ferber method is you want to just torture your child. You want to put them down and punch them. I shouldn't be too graphic, because people actually think I'm being serious. You put your child down. In all seriousness, you literally put your child down and say, "Peace out, good night." And you leave them. You leave them. They've never fallen asleep on them by themselves before, right? You're normally rocking them. You're normally getting them right off the boob, off of nursing, and then you put them in the crib, or you sing them a lullaby all the way down to sleep. But the goal is, hey, I need this baby to fall asleep on their own. So Ferber method, you put them down, you leave the room, and then you hear them crying and screaming for their lives. And you wait 10 minutes. Your heart is pain. You feel pain in there. And you say, you know what? No, I'm waiting 10 minutes before I go do a check-in. That's what they call it, a check-in. And we did this for a couple of days, and we just didn't have we just didn't have it in us. We didn't have it in us to kind of just stick it through. To say, all right, you know what, this is just not what we're doing right now. So instead, we brought the baby out, and then we digressed so far the other way. We just took 5,000 steps backwards, and at that point, the baby was sleeping in the bed with us. Which to a certain point, it's like, oh, this is nice. This is nice. This is a nice moment. This is probably what our parents did. And, it doesn't have to be that serious. We don't have to go by the letter of the law where it's like, oh, you know what? You got to sleep train your baby by 5.5 months or 3 months because, that then they'll go to an Ivy League college. It's like, no. Let me just do what I got to do to get to tomorrow. Big part of being a parent. Let me do what I got to do to get to tomorrow. So this baby's in the bed with us, and it just didn't get any better. Right? It's not like the baby's sleeping throughout that night. Baby's waking up, waking mom up. I can hear all of this. And this is happening night after night, and 3 hours after 3 hours. And it's just like, yo, no one is rested now. No one is rested now. And my wife and I are both back to work. And it's just like, this was fun when we were both off, right? You could wake up during the daytime to take the naps when the baby nap. But now you got to go to a meeting and talk about sprints and retros and dashboards and priorities. Ooh, where are the KPIs? That's what you talk about now. So the mood changes a bit, where it's like, we need our rest. And I woke up like, when am I recording this Sunday? So a couple Wednesdays ago, I just woke up one morning, and there was just this kind of like, not anger in me, but this feeling to be stern in my head. And I felt kind of like my dad, kind of growing up, where it's like, he was 100% the stern one, right? He would be the person that's like, no, you're eating this food. Doesn't matter whether you like it or not, you're eating this food, or you will act this way, or you will conduct yourself in this manner when we were in public, or whatever it is. And I felt this feeling waking up, and it's like, enough is enough, right? We've gotten, now we're a week away from sniffing 6 months. This baby needs to get on the right track. Within 3 days, I tell y'all, for $6,000, I'll sleep train your baby. Within 3 days, this baby was going to sleep on her own in 4 minutes. In 4 minutes. You know what? The price went up. $7,000. I'll sleep train your baby. And that's it's been game changing. Well, normally other parents will be like, oh my gosh, it's like changed our life drastically because now we have so much free time and this and that. And you kind of think they're exaggerating. You honestly think they're, being just like, okay, yeah, really, it changed your life. Relax. But now you have almost an extra 6 hours of the day, maybe 8, because let's say 2 naps throughout the day, they're not contacted on you. You don't have to like be with them every moment. You can put them down in the crib. You can walk away. You can go have a smoothie. You can go, do some laundry. You can work. You can maybe work out. Now you at night, okay, put them down at 7. Now you got this whole 7 to 10, whatever time you go to sleep, period. Now you're sleeping throughout the night. Baby's waking up at 7 again. And it's just like, holy shit. These crazy parents were right now. I'm about to become one of them. I am one right here. Where it's like, this is actually game changing. Brother, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. For $9,200, I will sleep train your baby. Look at that, bro. And don't get me wrong, I had to be a little bit quiet with how much credit I wanted to take. You never want mom to not feel superior. You never want mom to be a little bit like, what the hell? Don't get me wrong, she was saddened a little bit by the progress that baby was making, because baby's now just gone from you for almost 12 additional hours of the day. Whereas before, you're kind of like, baby's kind of attached to mom, right? Whether nursing, whether you're going to sleep, comfort, it's mom. Baby wants mom at the end of the day. I get it. It is what it is. If you're a fella, you shouldn't feel some type of way about that. That's very, you know what I'm saying? And so all this soapbox to kind of say, this is where we've come in life, where the blender really does find itself in certain moments. And you find these small wins, and you're just like, this is awesome. This is awesome. I have no care. I have no patience or whatever it is for literally anything going on in the outside world. Anything going on in the outside world, you kind of just stop caring about. It's not from a sense of ignorance or, the baby has taken up so much, like I want my priority to be baby. No. It's literally because you don't have anything in your head to care about it. Now I might be coming from a different stance, right? Where it's like, there's a lot happening right now, right? Baby, life with baby, moving, starting work again. My property manager shitting the bed and can't fix a leak that's happening in the unit that I have over in Dallas. So it's a lot of this stuff. And then, like these small hangouts or birthday parties or, like just dinners or, people wanting to do something, the social aspect of life. It's like, I kind of don't care. I kind of want to just watch TV. But you need to do some of this stuff, right? Like going to hang out with someone, right? If someone says, let's go get dinner, let's go get drinks, whatever it is, it's the same aspect of like getting yourself to go to the gym. You might not think, man, I'm good. You might just think, okay, you know what? I just want to stay home. But in reality, you need it. You need that social interaction to kind of just let that bone loose a little bit. Same way you have to go to the gym to come back and feel better, be healthier. It's the same way with socializing. You come back a little bit healthier, and it's like, oh shit, I needed that. Maybe you're not downing a bunch of tequila shots, but you need that. And don't get me wrong, I know I could be better at that, right? Better at socializing, better at doing some of this stuff. But right now, your boy's just trying to keep that peace of mind. My boy, Kunal Patel. Kunal Patel. Some of you guys know him from a previous episode we've done a long time ago. Kunal's Corner. I roomed with this guy. I went to college with this guy. This guy just introduced his baby to the world. Not introducing, like pictures on Instagram and stuff, but they just had their baby, just got home. And if he's listening, congratulations, my boy. If you know him, like pass on the congrats, pass on the good vibes, good spirits. Make sure you buy something from the registry and send it to his ass. So congratulations there. And on that note, him and I used to always talk sports. So I'm going to use that to kind of transition into a little bit of the sports talk. And I won't make it too long, a brief little 5-minute. The World Cup is popping. The World Cup is popping. I did not know half of these people had Mexico jerseys or Germany jerseys. Like, where did all these fans come from? Because it's not like it's just like, oh yeah, Mexican people live in in America, so they have jerseys. No, it's not that. These people I've seen root for Argentina. I get it. You have the big players. But some of these other countries, it's like, yo, when did you get a? When did you get a? Oh my gosh, my mouth is so dry, bro. When did you get a Guyana jersey? When did you get that jersey? Did you just buy it for this game? Like, where is all this energy coming from? And people are selling tickets to some of this stuff, and I kind of want to go. Not as much as I want to go to as I wanted to go to the Kanye West concert, but I wanted to go to the World Cup stuff. But then it's like $1,000 a ticket. $1,000 a ticket. Ooh, I don't know about that, mate. I don't think I want to sit there for an hour and a half for no reason. Like, the World Cup is popping, and it's kind of fun to see, where you got all of these people becoming fans of a sport. Basketball's pretty siloed, football's siloed, and then, that's the rest I don't really keep up with. I don't know that much about baseball. But the World Cup is popping. But focusing on that little siloed piece, which is basketball, LeBron James, I don't know if I've said it enough on here, but that's my GOAT. That's my GOAT. Some people call it bronzexuals, whatever you want to call it. That's my GOAT. This dude's going to leave Los Angeles. And now the whole sports world is buzzing. Oh, will he go to Golden State? Will he go to Dallas? Will he go to Miami? Will he go to Boston? And it's kind of crazy to see because it's like this man is 42 years old. And he's still, to this day, that man came into the league at 18 years old and had the league in a chokehold. Where it's like, oh, what is this guy going to do? What is this guy going to do? He's the young prophet. He's the prophecy that we must see. Then he becomes King James, then he becomes the villain, then he becomes this guy that's in Los Angeles. Oh, he's not really a Laker, though. Oh, was his time a success? Was it a failure? Is he the reason that super team started? All of this stuff is because of LeBron. That's how big of an impact he has had, let alone from whether he's the greatest or not, but the impact he's had on sports, let alone basketball. The way people are gravitating towards certain teams, free agency, player freedom, I guess to say. It's all because of LeBron. And so it's very interesting to see where will LeBron go next. So if you're a lady and you're trying to figure out a way to talk to your guy this week, you say, hey, honey, where do you think LeBron's going to go? That's my tip. That's my tip for the ladies this week, is if you talk to your fella this week, just say, hey, where do you think LeBron's going to go? And don't get me wrong, he might think you're cheating on him. But he'll be like, damn, this girl cares about me, eh? Hey, this girl might care about me a little bit. So that's what that's the one my one piece for the ladies this week. And off of LeBron, you talk about the two other big trades that's happened, or free agents, whatever it is. Giannis going to the Heat, and then Jaylen Brown going to Philadelphia. Now, Giannis to the Heat was kind of almost expected, and it is unfortunate to see him. I didn't really care for him on the Bucks that much. It was cool, right? Because then it's like, when else am I going to watch the Bucks if I don't have this dude to watch? But the Jaylen Brown thing is the thing I want to kind of concentrate a little bit more on. This guy was Finals MVP, not let alone 2 years ago, and then you trade someone that good after a season where your star player that you're hitching your wagon to was injured for most of the year, right? He had the Achilles, he was gone, and Boston was still a contender. I don't think they were number one in the East, but they were probably top 5. And people still considered them, they might win the title. Even without Jason Tatum's return, Jaylen Brown was playing that good. Where it's like, hey, this guy might be an MVP. Okay, where do you put him against Luka or SGA? Like, where does he fall in those rankings? He was in that conversation. And then you lose to this Philadelphia team, and then next thing you know, you trade him to that team. I keep telling my friends I have this weird conspiracy where it's like, I honestly think, let alone the player capital that has to be managed much more closely now with the second apron rules that I don't fully understand, but I've heard this a lot in reference, right? Where you can't have X amount of players being paid, and you have to have a certain number of players on the payroll before you get taxed at a certain rate. A lot of people want to blame private equity, this and that, and it's like, I'm pretty sure it's just this stuff. But my conspiracy is that I really think whatever billionaire that owns the Celtics and whatever billionaire owns the Sixers, we're just playing golf one day. They were just playing golf one day. And the Boston guy, he's a cocky prick, right? He's a cocky prick at the end of the day. He's the owner of one of the franchises that has the most titles. He is in the city/state that has produced the most championships in any sport, all sports, football, baseball, basketball. That's Boston. He's talking shit to the 76ers owner. Hey, yo, we're going to bust y'all's ass this series. 76ers owner says, yo, you know what? I think we got y'all. Between Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and Joel Embiid, even if he isn't at 100%, we're going to win. Boston guy says, you know what? How about a little wager? $2 million. Philadelphia guy says, you know what? Nah. Make it all the cars and houses you have. Boston guy says, nah. Can't do that. What about $100 million? Philadelphia guy says, you know what? How about this? If we beat you guys in this playoff series, you have to trade me Paul George, 36 years old, who once upon a time was an absolute monster. I don't want to put Paul George down too much, but he was special. But then his leg busted out of the bone, the tibia busted out of his skin, and then after that, he was never really the same. That guy that I have on my team, I want you to trade me your best player for Paul George. Well, my best player is Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum? Yeah, Jason Tatum. Nah. I want Jaylen Brown. Boston guy sticks his hand out. Philadelphia guy sticks his hand out. They shake on it. The rest is history. That's my conspiracy. That's my conspiracy going forward. I really think that's what happened, and that's kind of just like my take. These sunglasses got messed up, but as y'all see, my eyes are absolutely cooked. Even with the sleep training, it ain't a perfect solution. Let me tell you. The only other thing that's been on my radar right now is just kind of just this move, and slowly trying to get excited for more of California life. Beachside, being around a lot more golf and scenery, and you have a nice little posh life in California. Trying to figure out whether you're gonna move this, move that, packing boxes. As you can see, the wall that once had all these frames and Lego sets behind me, completely cleaned off. We're slowly making progress here. So I'm going to keep it actually a little short on that. don't worry, y'all. As we go forward, I'll try to, get some meat back on this bone and give you guys more and more episodes with a little bit more deeper content. But I just wanted to hop on here while the wife and the baby were asleep and just say I appreciate you guys for listening. Sorry for the shorter episode. Sorry for missing a couple weeks. It's not going to get any better in the short meanwhile, but I hope you guys have an awesome week. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Don't even share this episode. Honestly, don't even share this episode. I wouldn't share it. I get it. Just drop a like. Comment something. Comment, be like, yo, what the fuck was that? And I wish you guys all a good week. I will see you guys next week, and goodbye.